everybody, and thank you for coming back to Living to Do's review of Winning Time, the season finale. It was a great show, but before I get into the review, please like and share this video and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. And also, you can find me on Fanbase. So this was a good show. It was called Promised Land, and uh, we are starting off the episode with Game 5 of the championship game against the 76ers. And in this game, Kareem, he hurt his leg really bad. It sounded like a bone broke the way they made it sound, a crunching sound. Oof. And it was swollen, and somehow he got back into the game and played and scored and really helped the team win the game. It was amazing how well he did on such a injured ankle. Um, but he had to be helped off the court by Magic. And it was bad. They thought maybe he could be in game 7, but game 6 was going to be in Philly, and they were going to fly, and you couldn't fly with a leg like that. So they're going to be headed off to game 6 in Philly. And before they go off, we see Jerry Buss. He is talking to Claire and his accountant, and they're doing well. They're in the championships. They got their money. Everything is looking good. They need a signature from the treasurer, but the treasurer was Jessie Buss, and she passed away, Jerry's mother. So he has to come up with a new treasurer. He talks to Jenny Buss, his daughter, he's been working with, sits her down. He asks for her help to find a new treasurer. Well, I think Jeannie was excited because she thought maybe it could be her. Her dad mentioned having a family business, so somebody in the family needed to do it. But what he really wanted from her was to have her pick between her two brothers on who it should be. And I know she was hurt over that. Because I don't know if even they had an interest in the team. And she's been there all along, working really hard. He's overlooking her abilities. And I think because of the time, because she was a woman, but then again, he admired his mother, who was a woman, and she was able to do unthinkable things for him. Not unthinkable, but she was able to do like pulling off miracles, being a poor mother and being an accountant, doing what she did, and she was a woman. He never even thought of his own daughter, who he's been working alongside with this first year, and never thought of her. That's unfortunate. Um, Also, they tell us that Larry Bird has won the Rookie of the Year. It didn't go to Magic, and that information is playing with Magic's mind. I guess he's thinking he wasn't good enough, or, he deserved it and he didn't get it. Before they go off to Philly, they're going to fly to Philly for the game 6. We see Spencer Haywood, and he wants that hit on the Lakers. But now that Kareem's hurt, he wants to hold off on the hit because he thinks possibly they'll call him back to help the team win. And he is in no shape to play any ball. How soon could you get cleaned up in 24 hours and play championship ball? This poor guy, though outstanding Attic acting by Wood Harris, but uh, he gets the call, and the Lakers said no, they don't want him. He's not a good fit. After he takes the call, the hit's back on. It's so crazy. I wonder if Paul Westhead ever knew that there was a hit on him, that this ex player was trying to gun him down like a dog. Oh my goodness, just unbelievable. Uh, Before they take off, Jack McKinney goes over to Paul Westhead's house and he gives him his playbook, or I guess some notes on the game. And everybody wants values Jack's input, but he doesn't seem to be too happy with Paul. He gives him the notes to go forward and to do good work, at the game, but he I just couldn't quite tell, was he happy for Jack or for Paul, or not. That was just, I don't know. He treated him real coldly, but he gave him the notes that would really really help the team advance. That was hard to tell. So they're boarding the plane to Philly, and they're boarding TWA, I guess, an airline that was popular back then and now out of business. Uh, and the reporters are also on the plane, and they're asking the coaches all kinds of questions, and they're talking about Game 7. Keep talking about Game 7. I guess they think there's going to be a Game 7 because Kareem's hurt. And I like the way Pat Riley responded to them, saying, "Who said we need a Game 7?" I mean, he was very confident in his team, and I like that. The way he was just a man about it, and he pushed them out of. He closed the curtains. They have curtains still on the airline. Yeah, they do. He closed the curtains to the reporters so they couldn't talk to the team. Kept them separate. Um, when Magic got on the plane, he asked the coaches, since Kareem's hurt, can he be the center? And Paul West had said okay, and he let him be the center. And then he finally looked at the notes that that was given to him by Jack, and Jack had the notes for even when Kareem couldn't play. He had plays or ideas about how the game should move forward, and in his notes he said that Kareem should be center. So Kareem and Jack McKinney had the same line of thinking for him being center. So we get to Game 6 of the championship game in Philly, and Dr. Buss is there with his two sons at the game, and once again, he doesn't have great seats. Um, but he doesn't seem close to his sons. The way he talks to them, he's like, "Oh, nice to see you guys." He didn't seem really close to them. I don't know if that's, you know, if he was close, it was a close knit family, or if there was distance between them. Um, Jerry West, oh, he was a character in this episode. If However the game was going was how Jerry was feeling. So if the game was a nail biter, his heart must have been twisting. He would get so angst about it, and it was just so funny to watch him and all that balled up energy he had. Um, Magic, for some reason, was going to be one of the two guys for the tip off, and that was not a good idea, I guess, because Magic was a lot shorter than the other guys, and that tensed up Jerry. He just couldn't take it. I swear, if the Lakers lost this game, Jerry would have flatlined. That's how bent out of shape he was. Um, they show the Lakers making great plays during the game, the first quarter. You see, they had shots of his family and different people watching the game. Uh, they had Jack at his home watching the game. Um, his mom and dad had a party and they were watching the game. Shout out to Donnell Rawlings and Earthquake, who had little cameo appearances in the episode. They even had Cookie watching the game and denying that she even knew Magic. Um, the game was doing they were doing really really good, and then they started to slow down a little bit, and the game was tied at the half. But the Lakers were doing good. Um, the commissioner, I guess, wasn't in the stands, and he was going to fly in from New York to Philly just in case the Lakers won, because if they won Game 6, and they would win the championship. So the commissioner was going to come in by helicopter. Um, I was just wondering, what if they were in California? How close would the commissioner have been? Uh, if the game was in California and you didn't think there would be a game, and you didn't think they would win in Game 6, what would you have done? I would be interested to find that out. But so at halftime, they're in the locker room, as all the teams go do, and some kid wants to come and talk to Magic. He wants to give him the the voting score on who voted for Rookie of the Year, how many people voted for him. And Pat Riley stopped him. He got the note and he said he'll give it to Magic. He just crumbled the note up. And during their little halftime speech, they show Paul Westhead doing his Shakespearean speech, or whatever you want to call that. And I don't know how you think that's going to get him this team pepped up to play a championship NBA game with that Shakespeare mess. And Pat Riley came in and gave the guys what they really needed to know. He said, "Let's kill those effers." And they got riled up and they got out in the court and they played the third quarter. And at the end of the third quarter, it was 93 to 83. And the Lakers were slowing down in the fourth. They put their all into it. And the 76ers caught up. Um, Magic was so tired, he called a timeout. He was spent, he said. And he got a little pep talk from Norm Nixon to keep going, to keep going. Um, Magic, when at the timeout, was sitting on the bench, and there's only 2 minutes left in the game, and he was really tired, really tired. So Pat Riley went over to Magic and told him 63-3. And Magic didn't know what that was, and he explained that was the rookie vote. It was 63-3. So Larry Bird got 63 of the votes, and Magic only got 3. Oh, when that was said, all other voices, the crowd, the sound of the crowd was uh, drowned out by Pat Riley telling Magic what the vote was. But that motivated Magic because he is mad. He wanted to show people what he could really do. So he got motivated. He got back in that game and he played with determination. And because of that, they started to take a bigger lead or get out ahead of the 76ers. But during all this momentum, Michael Cooper got knocked down hard and he hit his head and he was like knocked out. And you I just thought about the concussion protocols because he didn't know where he was. He thought he was in his living room at home in Pasadena. And I'm thinking today's uh, by today's standards and rule of play, they would have had to stop that game, or not stop the game, but pulled him out, and he would have to be evaluated for a concussion. Um, but no, he continued to play. He had to do his two free throws, and that was weird. That I didn't know if this is true, but if he couldn't make his three throws, if he couldn't complete that the opposite team could pick somebody on the Lakers to shoot the free throws. I don't know if that was something that I'm just, maybe I don't know enough about basketball, but I thought that's awful. You know they're gonna pick the worst player. Oh, that's not cool at all. But in the final seconds, it was 39 seconds left, and Magic dunked on his idol, Dr. J, which they made it seem dramatic, and it was exciting to see. And during this time, Chick Hearn wanted a high five from Coach Paul Westhead. Paul didn't give it to him. Chick is just trying to be a part of this too much. Uh, in the end, the Lakers won, and Magic was only 20 years old when this happened. They named Kareem MVP. Kareem got a call that he was going to be MVP, but later, um, Mr. Stern stopped Magic, and he told him about Kareem was voted by the writers to be MVP, and Mr. Stearns wanted Magic to be MVP. First, Magic thought he was just going to accept for Kareem, well, because he was hurt in LA, and Mr. Stearns clarified that you're the man of the moment. We want you to be MVP. And I don't know if that's something that they made it sound like it was an offer made to Magic. Uh, like he could turn it down, but the offer stood to him. I don't. Do you just go ahead and make someone the MVP? That's what you do. You don't offer it to them. You just you know I don't know what the word would be, but you just reward them with it, or award them. I don't know, but I don't know. It just made it seem like it was his an option that he could take it from Kareem. In the end, Magic was MVP, um, and what I didn't understand was, um, why didn't Magic say no? Is it because of Bird had the Rookie of the Year and he wanted to outshine him some way, somehow? I just don't understand why he wasn't loyal to his player, or his teammate. But he did accept it, and he did thank Kareem. He said he couldn't do it without him, and he was the youngest MVP winner. So he said, I don't know, I guess that's a record. Yeah, it's a record. But the sad thing was, Pat Riley's name wasn't on the trophy as coach, but Jack and Paul's name was. So I guess Jack goes down in history as being a winner of a championship team. It's great for him. Back at home, Kareem goes see Spencer Haywood at his house. Spencer is in a drunken stupor and drugged out makeshift den of his bathtub. Um, he pulls a gun on Magic. He keeps a gun on him because he's paranoid. And Magic and him talk, and of course Spencer is mad because it was the vote from Kareem that got him off the team, and he felt that he was being kicked to the curb, and Magic just wanted to say, you're a part of the team, you won too. He didn't think he deserved it. He didn't wasn't worth anything, and I guess he felt that even Kareem treated him like he wasn't worth anything. But Kareem was able to talk it out with him, and he hugged it out with him. I don't know if he gets a ring or not because he was kicked off the team before the championship games. I don't know. Um, but when Kareem met the team at the airport, and he tells Magic, he meets it with Magic, and he says, "We're good." So I don't know why he said that either. Did he? And that was just weird because did Magic and him talk? Did he know that Magic took it from him, or did I just? It wasn't really clear to me why he said that then. Uh, I thought maybe it had something to do with Spencer as well, um, being being felt like he was kicked to the curb, and as the team moved on, but he didn't want him to have hard feelings. Maybe that kind of makes sense. But uh, they showed that Bus made Claire Rothman the treasurer of the Lakers, and she is well deserved. She earned that position. She seems like an honest woman. Bus shared that he spent $80 million that first year on the Lakers, but I guess that loan and everything is good. Everything's good. Everybody's feeling good. They're in California. They go out and celebrate at the parade with their trophy. Um, it was just a great show. It was a great season. I can't wait for season 2. They did not show uh, Magic how it started in episode 1, him in the clinic. They didn't end that way, so maybe they had 2 endings because maybe they weren't going to get picked up, and they would have showed another part of Magic. Because they got a season 2, they just dropped that ending, uh, and we can go, to season 2 of the Laker dynasty. Well, that is it for now. I thought it was a great show. Wood Harris was great as the addict. John C. Riley, I thought it was a role of a lifetime for him. And Quincy Isaiah, I really enjoyed him. I really believed him as Magic, and I can't wait to see him in season 2 and other projects. That is it for now. I gotta go because I got living to do. Bye.